Venus is our sister planet, about the same size as the Earth, with almost the same gravity. But it lies 25% closer to the Sun. The difference is just enough to make Earth a cradle of life and Venus a living hell. On the infant Earth, volcanic eruptions reign supreme, spewing carbon dioxide and water vapor into the air. The water fell as rain, forming the life-giving oceans. Most of the carbon dioxide dissolved into the oceans and combined with rocks. Algae, the first simple life, gave out oxygen, helping to create the atmosphere that we breathe today. On Venus, volcanoes also poured out carbon dioxide and water vapor. And there's growing evidence that Venus once had shallow oceans, perhaps long enough for simple sea life to develop. But the sun gradually brightened and Venus got hotter. 3 billion years ago, the water had all boiled away into space. The carbon dioxide was left behind as a thick, heavy atmosphere with a crushing surface pressure 90 times greater than Earth. Russian spacecraft have landed on Venus, surviving for only a few minutes, long enough to send back close-up pictures of the rocky surface. Unlike Earth, the face of Venus is forever hidden by clouds. But the Magellan spacecraft has pierced this mysterious veil with radar, revealing a dramatic volcanic landscape with low plains surrounded by highlands. At the Jet Propulsion Laboratory, a computer has transformed the radar images into a soaring journey over the surface of Venus. We saw lava flows and towering volcanic mountains up to 7 miles high. This one, Sif Mons, looms a mile above the surface. We found lava domes unlike any in the solar system, shaped like pancakes. They rise up to half a mile high and average 15 miles across. They may be composed of sticky lava. We found unique circular volcanic vents called corona. Artemis is the largest, as big as the western United States. Artemis has a spectacular canyon so beautiful, it would be a top tourist attraction on Earth. We saw strange volcanic features like spiders with radiating cracks. And an unexplained mystery, lava flow channels up to 4,000 miles long. No one knows how they could flow that far without cooling. The planet is riddled with fractures, cracks, and faults, evidence of past earthquake activity on this tortured landscape. We travel over large fault valleys 600 miles long, formed by an ancient upheaval of the crust. Next, we skim the summit of the towering 2-mile-high volcano Gula Mons, surrounded by lava flows. Do volcanic eruptions still take place on Venus today? Magellan did not answer that question, but we did make a startling discovery. The surface of Venus is relatively young. A huge planet-wide volcanic outburst might have completely repaved the surface around 500 million years ago. Or instead, smaller volcanic flows may erupt every few million years. Finally, we soar over the rugged highland area known as Alpha Reggio. Its tortured surface is composed of mountains, valleys, lava flows, and faults. This is one of the most cracked, squeezed, and stretched landscapes anywhere on Venus. What kind of forces created these awesome sights? And are they still at work today? Magellan has shown us that volcanic activity was a major tool in shaping the surface. But many questions remain unanswered, and years of study are ahead as scientists examine the wealth of data from Magellan and try to unlock the secrets of Venus. In ultraviolet light, we see fierce jet stream winds, pushing clouds around the planet every 4 days. Like Earth, Venus is a heat engine powered by the sun. By studying these simple weather patterns, we may gain new insight into the complex weather on Earth, as the oceans, the land, and the atmosphere transfer water and energy back and forth in a never-ending dance. Venus has also taught us to appreciate the delicate balance of nature that makes life possible on our planet. On the surface of Venus, it's a scorching 900 degrees. With its thick clouds and heavy atmosphere of carbon dioxide, Venus traps the sun's heat in a runaway greenhouse effect. Here on Earth, our industrial society is pouring carbon dioxide into the air. Some scientists fear we're creating our own greenhouse effect on a smaller scale. A rise of only a few degrees in the Earth's average temperature might trigger disastrous changes in our climate.